it will be easy. Like, you do your 6 hours, I'll come and replace you and then do the 6 hours. And then you find that if we were supposed to do a project within like 5 days, we'll be doing it in 2 days.
For a country having those kind of systems which works 24 hours a day, it shows that there is a development, because these are the things we mostly found in the cities.
Rwandan's youth, we need to understand and believe teamwork, collaboration.
Social medias are paying, and are paying very well. That's why we have to work 24 hours.
And if it is in that context, I support it.
Good evening, and welcome to the Youth Unmoderated dialogue of today. My name is Gaston Ibiz, and I'm glad to be a part of today's session. Thank you.
Okay, good evening. My name is Chuti Wasawoze Kevin, and then I'm glad that I'm taking a part in this unmodulated dialogue with a theme of why a 24-hour economy is the way to go. So I am very glad that I will be taking a part in this conversation.
Good evening. My name is Aramina Nijena, and I'm also very happy to be part of this dialogue. And I believe that we'll have a common understanding, and we'll see if it's good or bad to have it. Thank you.
Good evening, I'm Rogers Uineza, and I'm glad to be part of this dialogue, and I can't wait to get the points from my friends, my new friends. I will be happy in this conversation, I hope. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So that we can start. So I think we can start on talking about what is 24-hour economy. That can be great enough to know what is 24 hours economy, so that we can know, is it the way to go? I can give a speech to one of my colleagues so that she or he can give us his highlights on what is 24 hours economy.
All right. 24 hours economy, there is a system of having the businesses running the 24 hours of a day in the 7 days of the week.
Yeah. Okay, for me, I think like the 24 hours economy is an economy with unstoppable time and limit to work. I think so. So because the time range of a day is 24 hours, and then by shifting from a day to another day is 24 hours, so that you doesn't have like a time or any space to live in your time that you should use. And I think that is the way to go, in the fact of how the world is revolutionizing the processes, and then also the industries are growing. We have the fourth revolution of industry, which is the artificial intelligence. I think that's the way that's a very good, and we must go and shift to the 24 hours economy. That's my highlight.
Thank you. For me, I think 24 hours economy, it's like uh, hard hours. Our heart has to work from the morning until another morning. That's also a 24 hours. If you're working like hard, means you don't have to stop. Heart stops, you die.
It's a non-stop system.
Yeah, it's non-stop system. For me, I'm a content creator. I support 24 hours economy. For example, here in Rwanda, we should be like, we are 6 p.m., but you don't know at the time in Turkey, in China. That's why you have to work. So as the one who is in break in Turkey, we throw your content. That's why I'm supporting uh, this today's topic. Yeah, you have to work 24 hours, because if you work like 7 hours, is 7 hours for your country. You don't know others' country, and social media is thing. It's a worldwide. You create a content, and the people who are in China can see what you are doing, and you don't know their break. Even though here it's like it is in the morning, but for them they are in break, they are in lunch break. So you have to work so that they can know you, and you will earn money. Social medias are paying, and are paying very well. That's why you have to work 24 hours until like our heart. Yeah. Thank you.
Um, me too, I was just trying to understand what we mean by 24-hour economy. If me as an individual, I'm supposed to be working like 24 hours as the heart, or if maybe the industry, like specifically, let's say manufacturing, let's say technology related companies are the one that are supposed to be working 24 hours. And if it is an individual, I don't believe that will be possible because you can't work 24 hours. Like in my understanding, I think and I believe that when we say 24-hour economy, we're talking about the industries. Like if it's manufacturing, if it's agriculture, it should be operating 24 hours. And then there should be systems that are supposed to support 24-hour economy. Let's say that we'll be working in shifts. I'll be working 7 hours a day or 8 hours a day as we normally do. And then we'll have another shift of other individuals that are going to be working for maybe 7 hours, 6 hours. And if it is in that context, I support it. Because let's say like you are a student, and then you have a class for, let's say, 4 hours, like from, yeah, 4 hours a day. That's when you have a class. As my colleague, maybe he's a student and then he'll need to attend class in the evening, but he spent the whole week without working. So if we have that system in place, we'll be able to, he'll have something to do. Be like, if I'm studying in the evening, I'll go and work for maybe 4 hour shift, and then when it's end, I'll attend the class. And also sometimes we have these things of most of the countries are promoting like exporting products, especially in manufacturing and agriculture and even other sectors, let's say textile industry. And then you find that what we are exporting as a country, they're very limited because we don't have enough output based on what we are producing. But if we promote 24-hour economy, we'll increase the productivity and of course the revenue. That's what I think on the topic.
All right. Yes, 24-hour economy, it's already a system itself, and it's a system which needs other systems. And for that system to run, people who will be working there, they need a lot. And there's certain factors which support the system, some transport, the network, the restaurants, communication, and so many. So I think it's a system, but which concerns different people. So different categories of people, but again, it's also a sign that there is a development. That's why I think for a country having those kind of systems which works 24 hours a day, it shows that there is a development, because these are the things we mostly found in the cities. So that means that if we you have different cities which are able to support the 24 hour systems, that means that you have a big number of people working. So it is solving the unemployment issues. Yeah.
So I think on my side is that by thinking on 24-hour economy is the country should be taking up the primary step of implementation of those of working those 24 hours of 24-hour economy in order to reach the target of where we need to go, the development of the country. But the fact is that by now systems are doing a lot of work than human labor, and then humans we do need monetary funds on ourselves in order that we can live in our daily lives. And then many of us we get the, the money from the work that we have done. So if systems are taking the work, which means that we will lose the money that we were gaining from the jobs that we have, which can be a fact of poverty. So I think that the government should be starting seeing the future and then implementing system in ourselves. So connecting us to those systems. So I think it's a very good fact, but by seeing on the side of the government, it can be understandable. But on the side of the society, it cannot be understandable, because the majority of the society in Rwanda, they are very religious, you know. And on my side, religious, I take it as an illusion of emotions. You understand? So I because religious does not show the fact as science do. Their emotions, because you know those leaders of religions, they they know they know the weakness of people, the weakness of a person or an individual is his emotions. So when people does not need to work, as you are saying that you cannot work as your heart, but your heart is inside you. People does not need to work, you know. People needs to understand what make them good. Does People does not need to force and then to work for what will make them good. Which highlights those religious beliefs inside them, and understanding that if they can embed the system into them, so that the earth is going to many religious say that it's satanic. It's satanic, but for me I doesn't understand in that way, because that thing is not it is not satanic, because the fact that if it's real that we can be having you can be having your own effort, but if you add, therefore for me as the equivalency of what they say, I take it like, why do they take their children into school? In that fact you can say that school is also satanic. For me, for my belief, because school is also adding something. Are you getting me?
Like you mentioned something regarding the government. Like you said, let's take an example of country like China. Like they have a system already in place, and then it's already a developed country. And for Rwanda, we are like a developing country, and then you find that the systems in place to support a 24-hour economy, they're not the same. And you also mentioned something regarding the like there is a promotion of let's say robotics that they're going to replace
No, taking systems and then putting them into human beings.
okay, yes, but I feel like in the case of our country, we can't say the government is supposed to do a lot, because looking at the capacity that is available on the side of the government, you can't say the government is going to do all the things by itself. But I believe that maybe the private sectors are the ones that are supposed to implement some of those systems and mechanization on how it's going to be implemented. And maybe the government will put supporting tools, let's say infrastructure, road and security to support the private sector in the implementation of 24-hour economy. And also regarding the religious religions that you mentioned, for me, I don't see it as a problem or as a challenge because we can't say that the Chinese people they're not religious. They have their own ways of worshiping, and it's all about understanding and how do we as let's say the pioneer who understand the system, how do we mobilize it to the on the grassroots level? How do we support other people to understand that this is really necessary? This is a way of improving productivity, efficiency, and also employment opportunities. Because I believe that unemployment is an issue and it leads to poverty. And I believe that no one wants to live in poverty. We all want to have good life. We all want to have something that we have as a way of making money. Because let's say tomorrow we'll be parents, right? And then you'll want to see your children study well, have like medical insurance and everything. So taking religion as a negative side of having 24-hour economy. Me, I don't believe it, but I think it's how do we mobilize people to understand what 24-hour economy is. And then if let's say the Catholics, they normally went to church on Sunday, but for the other 6 days of the week, they're not going to church. So they will be working for from Monday to Saturday. You choose which hour that you want to be working, because there will be a full system that support. If you want to work for 4 hours, you'll be working for 4 hours. If you want to work for 6 hours, you'll be working for 6 hours. If you want to work like morning shift, you'll have that ability to work morning shift or evening shift, and then you can be working evening shift, and then in morning hours you'll be going to pray. So for me, I don't see that as a challenge, but I believe that it's about understanding and then how do we change our mindset, because each and every country want to develop, and if a country want to develop, it's depend on its people, how the country is supporting the people to understand that this is what we have to implement for a country to be developed, and then how do we promote and support public private partnerships, because I believe that that's the best way to to develop a country.
Yeah, back on government, I can't judge the government. You know, the reason why. Here in Rwanda, they used to say that youth, you are the power of the country, and you are the one who breeds the country, and you do it very fast. Human being, we have nowadays. You have a competitor. Those robots are now our competitor. We used to compete with animals, and now they have defeated. We have said that this is the pack of gorillas, this is the pack of the monkeys, they have defeated. For us, we have also to fight with those robots. They are working hard. Yeah, they are working 24 hours, and we are the one who are controlling them. The more we give them freedom, they will come over us. So we have to work 24 hours so that if you leave the machine operating and you go to bed, then in the morning you come, it is telling you what to do. If you don't do it, it will burst. Yeah, that's why you have to work that 24 hours so as we will compete and fight with those systems that we are developing. Imagine you are developing something and it is now intelligent more than you. You know what you have to do? You have to fight until you continue controlling it. Yeah,
Well,
you set hours for it. It doesn't set hours for you.
for me, I don't support the idea of humans competing with the robots. Because I feel like humans made are the ones who introduced those robots. But what we can do, the saying goes like we should control the controllables. So people implemented the robots. So they should also find and set those standards of controlling the robots. Because I believe sometimes the robot is just they are working just to get the work done. But today you might be at the work, but that work you are not actually created for that certain task, like that one specific task. But sometimes we robots are in different ways. We have some robots in the industries which are there just to lift the roads and put it somewhere. That's its role. And the moment it is not functioning, its role is done. So, like humans, we are different. We have a lot. We have a lot, and we are able to do more than much more than robots can do. But what I feel is how do we work with them? How do we use them in our works at certain level? Are we allowing the robots to work? Of course, there are some impact they are making to the world, and if you look at like you mentioned, this kind of the AI in the robotics, they are solving certain issues, but again, there are some negatives. So, how can we handle those negatives? That's what we should be thinking about, which I believe there is different ways we can solve them. Yeah.
So actually, for my in my perspectives, I think that everyone, I think there are few people that are seeing where we are going, because where we are going is very bad than where we are coming from. You understand? For me, I have been doing air research for 5 years. Now I we also train models. We when you see the capability of a machine and then you compare it with a human, there is no way. Let me give you an example. The from 2022, when ChatGPT were being deployed for the first time, till to till this date, and also those Claude or those Gemini or those AI tools, they have been writing 80% of all codes. In 2021, the first high-paying job was software engineering in the world. Therefore, by now, software engineering, all the software engineering in those five like big companies, Google, Meta, Amazon, let's say X, all of them, 70% were fired because they were replaced by machines, which mean that a human, by now human, they are not competing because machine are now knowledgeable than us. The thing that humans we do have now that machines are still learning is the consciousness. Are you understanding? The ability to know what's true or bad, because the machine what gives you is the knowledge that they have given it, the data that they have given it. So therefore, when it can be having the ability to know where those data are coming from, or how can I create my new data. That's why you can see what machine can do. I can give you the fact is that the machine and the if the machine we get to the way that it can know that if I'm not plugged, if I'm not plugged, uh, the battery can go off and I can shut down. If it will be realizing that as the power is going down, so and also me, I will be going down in a few minutes, so that it can instruct you to charge it, so that it can do your work. You cannot bring it, so that on my fact is that the gov that's why I was saying that the government can be implementing the future the of Rwandans by connecting them to devices, implement uh, bringing those devices, intelligent devices, inside humans, inside Rwandans. So which can be factful on how we can be working, because people get tired not because they have done a lot of work. No, people get tired because their neurons have been working a lot of time, which produce like
Y-
weakness in the body.
You're saying we should be the devices should be like
Inside us, yeah.
really
Yeah, yeah.
like
That's my fact, because
uh,
the place that we are going, we've been you let me give you an example. For example, if you have here a 5 years old who is studying in P1, in primary one, that 5 years old will not be able to answer any question around senior six. If you have continued studying mathematics as ChatGPT we be answering in his coming years, because the system are becoming more intelligent.
But for me, I think it's not about the systems are becoming more intelligent than us, because everything that the robots are doing, they're being instructed by a human being. And I also don't believe that we are in competition with the robots or the AI system, but I believe that that's a tool that is supporting human being to do a lot of work in an easy way. So for me, I feel like what we should be now focusing on, how can we how are we able to control how the machines are operating, and then how those machines are helping human being to have a 24-hour economy as we want to have. Because at the end of the day, what we are looking at, we want to increase productivity and create employment opportunity, as well as generating revenues. So how are we helping or supporting those, let's say, those machines or robots to work in our favor? And you mentioned something like ChatGPT, like it's doing most of the 80% of the coding.
Yeah,
That's true. If you were supposed to be programming for 2 days, now you'll be programming for like 1 hour, and then the system will be out, will be using it. So me, that's a value added thing, because we are minimizing the time we're using to do something. But also, if people are being fired in a certain industry based on the fact that robots are doing things that we are supposed to be doing, it means that we are focusing only in one industry. That's technology. But we also have agriculture. Now, let's say in Rwanda, do we have enough food? We don't have enough food. Why we don't have enough food? It's because the production is not enough. And we have rural urban migration. People are moving from rural areas to urban areas, but what are they doing? They don't have the knowledge to live in cities, but because they don't see the value where they're living, they're moving from the rural area to urban area. But if we have systems in place that are supporting those living in rural area, let's say they have agriculture, they can be doing agriculture, and then they can be producing enough food and then supply everywhere in the country. But because there are not enough systems that are supporting them to live in rural area, they're moving like in urban areas, and then you find them unemployed. So that's why we are having like robbery, prostitution, something like that. So I believe that we should be understanding and see how are we supporting the already existing things in place. If it's robot, how are we able to control their functionality? And then how are we limiting, if we have we have a fear that they will replace us one day, how are we having like measures in place to control their operations? But I believe that we, as the individuals, let's say youth, private sectors, we still have a lot of things to do in terms of putting in place systems, tools, and do a lot of mobilization to show the government that we need to have a 24-hour economy as a way of maybe for Rwanda to move from a developing to a developed country. And I think we have something in place.
Yeah, for me, what I can add so that my colleagues also can be adding is that, as you are saying, people nowadays, the most of people, they say that AI is coming for like helping humans to do more work, very good as they were doing themselves. But those dialogues comes from the investors on the panels, the investors in the event. But investors, they are saying that systems are coming to help work, because them system are coming to help them so that they can minimize their opex operational expenditures, what because in the working space they need food, but robots does not need food. So their cost has been simplified. They are helping them so that their business can be improved. But when we go on the ground level, on the labor who was being paid 10,000, let's say a software engineer was being paid 3,000 USD. But when those coding agents come, they say that, okay, it's doing your 90% job, so we'll be taking 90 over 100 equivalent to the 10% rest, which is 300. You're understanding?
Yeah.
So for us, the economy must be starting from the ground, from those labors. Because people now say that, okay, I have understood that AI are not coming to replace, they are coming to support. But who have you understand saying that? They are investors. They are those who are doing they are those who are doing those programs, those who are selling anything that is now on the social medias, on the YouTubes, is marketing. You cannot speak. By now, there is now an AI agency called Anthropic, which creates Claude. I think Claude, Claude, Claude AI. So their chief scientist and also the founder have said that by nowadays AI is being used by humans. So as humans have human rights organization, AI should be having AI rights organization. You're understanding that fact, which means that, in my perspective, the government should be thinking on how can we insert AI in our people. That can be very good
But
enough.
I have question for you all.
Yeah.
How many of you have worked 24 hours a day?
I think it's depend on how we understand 24 hours, you
Yeah,
know.
for example, you worked from the morning and
Till another morning.
yeah, and your shift is supposed to end at 5.
Yeah.
And the one who will come to replace you, maybe she's sick, she will not be around, and you are supposed to work on her behalf. Yeah. How many of you have experienced such kind of situation of working 24 hours?
For me, I've never experienced that, and I think it's not possible. You know, it will be really hard for a human being to work 24 hours. And when, in my understanding, when we say 24 hours like economy, I didn't understand it as a way of me working 24 hours, but it's a system that is being implemented by different industries, let's manufacturing, technology companies, and everything, that has a 24-hour economy strategy whereby a company operates 24 hours but will have shifts. Like you'll be working 7 hours, I'll come and replace you and then work 6 hours. Another person will come and, and replace me for 5 hours until we have a 24 hour. But it doesn't necessarily mean that I have to be working 24 hours. Otherwise, you won't be a human being.
What do you do for a living?
Me,
Yeah.
I do business. I'm an entrepreneur.
What if you found in a situation that will require you to work for 24 hours? What will you do?
I'm not really sure, but I don't think I'll be able to do that because I'll need to sleep. I'll need to relax for like 3 hours so that I'll be able to concentrate.
That's why we are losing job. You are not.
Let us understand also from our colleagues so they.
Well, for me, when it comes AI and the work, like I said before, for me, I don't support the idea that AI is, we are in competition with the AI. Uh, like she said, AI is a tool which is helping us to achieve
Yeah,
certain productivity we want to achieve. But again, I believe that, of course, if it has some positives, it also has some negatives, and it depends on how we want to use it. Uh, so, like I said, there are some investors. Of course, it has been always there, like the big fishes. The small fishes. Yeah, but when it comes to AI, if someone has a certain company and he would just want that productivity, most of the people, their target is to see what they want to achieve, getting achieved. Most of the people. So as the investors who are investing in those companies. So. Um, big number of them will prefer to use those robots because they are helping them in productivity as they want. They will prefer the robots over the people. I understand that, but that is one side, not the whole part of the world or the whole part of the system. Because like also she mentioned, if you look in the agriculture, they can play a big role, and the with also the being used by the people, the people can use them and improve the productivity. So it is not just in the AI, it's not just in coding. It is not just in the coding world. It's in different, in health we have the robots, in the manufacturing, in so many different fields AI is there. But if you look at these developed countries, uh, I think for us now talking about the fourth industrial revolution, uh, we are just seeing it, but a big number of things have been implemented before in certain countries. And currently, if you look at the technology which is in the, China or the Dubai in the business, it is far away from what we have currently in Rwanda. So, and still there is a big number of rebels over there, and you will still see our friends and the different people from different countries moving there to work. You understand? It's not because the AI is not there. It's not because the robots are not there. They are there, but the way they are using them, they are controlling them. They are not competing with them.
yeah,
I like
All
the
right.
point that you mentioned, and then you're giving a good example of China.
Sure.
I
yeah,
think we should have like a case study.
Yeah.
We
yeah,
have already countries that are implementing that have the high technology, but still they use human labor, right? And then we also have like country like Rwanda that are still developing. We don't have that AI. We don't use robots, but still we also have unemployment, right? The rates are really high. So how can we learn from those developed countries? How are they using high technology tools, right? At the same time, the people are not they are employed. They have a lot of things to do. For me, I believe that it's because they're not focusing on one industry. Like they're not focusing only on technology, but also they're promoting other sectors like agriculture. I'm still focusing on agriculture because we need food. At the end of the day, we need food and good food, right?
Sure. Sure.
So we need to increase productivity. So how can we use that high-end technology to improve our productivity, right? To improve the revenues, and then how can we support uh, the population in general to be informed and educated about technology, about the new tools that are that are being developed. What are the tools that need to be in place that we can have developed citizens, but also who understand what it means to have robots in an industry. When you see it, you don't see it as a harmful thing to you, but as a supporting tool. I've seen a report whereby Detroit, it was being accused, and they were charging it a lot of money because they use AI to generate a report. Let's say you have a company and then you hire them, instead of them to bring a human being, to do the audit and everything, they use AI, and then they made errors, and then they are being accused. So we don't have to think that AI is perfect. It also has its errors and everything. So that's why human being is, is always needed. You need to be there to operate it. You need to be there to show it like, this is what I need. And ChatGPT, if you want something, you put in data and then it give you results. So you edit it based on what you're looking for. So we need to be looking it in a different way, and then don't see it as a harmful tool, but as a supporting tool. And then how can we use it to promote and then develop other sectors? If it is in education, how can we use to improve the quality of education? If it is in health, how can we use it to improve health industry? And if it is in agriculture, how are we using it to promote agriculture, like for its sustainability? And there are other sectors like recycling. We have a very huge problem when it comes to recycling, and a lot of people are not saying that. But how can we use that kind of technology to promote, to have recycling, and as well as using the 24-hour economy? Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, Mister. But I think on my side, AI is another big topic. Yeah, yeah. I have asked her, have you ever worked 24 hours? My sister, she answered, but for you guys, I'm still waiting for your answers.
Well, I would say that I did it more than once. But again, it's most of times it's not
How
something
many
that.
times?
Well,
Okay,
I'm not
okay.
sure about the exact number, but my point is,
Like how many days? How
How
many
many
days, if you
days?
can recall? 2 days
Or one
without
month?
stopping,
no,
1 month,
no,
one
no.
week.
It has never been like a 2 days straight. But my point was, even if I did it before, it wasn't something that was planned. Like I have a plan today, I'm going to work. We are Friday, and I'm starting this job until Wednesday, until Sunday, or until tomorrow. So you find yourself in that situation, and you just have to keep working. Maybe if you are working on starting a project and it have a deadline, you were expecting it to be done by today, but from nowhere you found yourself uh, still have a lot to do before the end of the day. So, and you choose to move on in the work until it's done. So my point is, even if you might have done it or you are capable of doing it, at the end of the day you are tired as a human. When you do that 24 hours of a day, you end up feeling tired. You understand?
But you can't stop your project because you know there is a profit after. That's why you have to work 24 hours. Yes.
Yes.
When you know that there is no profit after, you have to leave it like only for 2 hours.
Yeah. Of course, always there is a purpose why you are doing it. Of course, there is something behind the work you are doing, and my point is, at the end of the day, you will feel tired, and that's why you cannot do it the whole week, the whole month. You can't do 24 hours a day. And yes, a robot is able to do that. But again, like we said, the AI, the robotics, all those automation systems, they have a positive side, and that's what we should be focusing on. We look at them, how they can impact our lives in the positive ways, and try to find a way we can avoid their negative side, because it is there. I understand, and find a way how can we work with them, not just focusing on the thing that is going to take the whole work here and there,
Yeah.
which is not possible.
For on my side, I didn't have 24 hours working along, but I always do 20 hours every day. Yeah, I do 20 hours every day.
You are
But
almost robot.
no, I'm not almost robot because you need 4 hours for resting. But the fact that when the on all about we are saying is the system, economy is the system of everything is the system, and then in a system regarding to technology, when you're developing system, you need to regard to psychological aspects of that system. People become addictive in in a few time as possible. You know, people no, people nowadays in Rwanda, they say that, I use AI, but it doesn't use AI. There is an extraordinary system beyond what you use. And the fact is that when you're using ChatGPT, there is a rating called ChatGPT free. Yeah, you're understanding, you are using a free tool. So by using a free tool once, twice, at the third time, you become to be addictive. When it's writing your report today, the next day, then day after the next day, you will be becoming addictive on that, which is what they need to hint. They need that there is the day that you will be in need of using that ChatGPT when they have moved it to another level. But as you have become addictive, you need to fetch for it. But let us put that fact aside. Regarding to also those system, is that we have weakness of being tired, as you have mentioned. We become tired. But when they can connect, let's take a reference to me. When they can connect me to a device which can be simplifying a work inside me 50%, I can be doing a lot of work. That's what I need. That's my fact. If the government can be able, so that they can be connecting our, as you have said, the private sector, being the local, let's say the local operators of those corporate companies, developing those systems, so that they can insert in me those systems. Because when they, let's say for example, tomorrow they say that if you reach to the mini ICT today, we'll be adding a device which can exactly that moment. I will be there at the mini ICT.
You want
You
to
want to
become a
have-
robot. You want
No.
to become a robot.
Let me say,
You want to have like a microchip in you.
Yeah, microchip.
Okay.
I need because that will be, in fact, that will be helping me. It will be recovering me, I think.
I think
Can we have a break? Can we have a break? Like 15 minutes.
What if your child's first step into school was their very first step into the future? At Akon's International School, every classroom is a launchpad. Every child uniquely known. Every lesson a spark of discovery. Our world-class facilities, including the guided reading program, don't just build skills, they build confidence. From sports to science, from music to languages, your child is never boxed in. Clean spaces, happy faces, global minds rooted in care. Because at Akon's International School, wellness, discipline, and joy go hand in hand. We offer Cambridge International program from early years to A levels. Choosing a school isn't just an academic decision. It's a decision about trust, care, and possibility. Imagine more for your child. Choose us today. Because at Akon's International School, we inspire and empower. Welcome to Akon's International School, Kigali.
You're taking some pictures and you're gonna be saying before and after.
carefully defined. That in Rwanda-Kazakhstan relations,
Back on the question that I have asked you, for me, I have worked 24 hours, but I didn't know. Here, there is example. At home, we are a lot of kids, and we share different works of home. Me, I was supposed to mop the house. I like to watch movies and I have to mop the house. You know what I have to do? They have to go to sleep and I have to mop the house. I was in a O level and I have to mop the house in the evening. They go to sleep, I'm mopping, and also the TV is on, I'm watching movie. I watch it until in the morning. It's like it is 6 a.m. I'm going to sleep. They call me, Rogers, come here. We want to take you to the shop and they buy this and this. We come back. When I have to go to sleep, my neighbors, my friends come. Rogers, come and go. We play football. We do what and what. I don't get the time to sleep. I have worked 24 hours, but I didn't know that I'm working 24 hours. But nowadays, if my boss tells me that, Roger, you have to work for extra hours, you know what I have to do? I will tell him, I will charge you. We count by 1 hour, or like 5,000 on 1 hour we count it like that. That's why I can work 24 hours when there is additional profit. I can't work 24 hours while there is nothing added. Yeah, I can't
You
resist.
can work 24 hours for how long?
For how, like 2 days in a week, it's enough for me. I can work like on Monday I work 24 hours, also on Thursday also I can work 24 hours, 2 days in a week. For there I can resist, but above 2 days in a week I can't for sure. Yeah.
Okay, for the fact that we can shift to the other regarding too many ideas that we have by concluding on the fact of technology. That's the opinion of mine, is that we as the system are being faster than us, but we can be more faster than them when we can connect us to the system. So because in like, let's say let's take a case study in 1970, 70s, they were pieces that can be large as buildings, but by now there are pieces that you can put them. We have those PC as smartphone. Why not those smartphone can be like abstracted to small devices that can be in us, so that they can power us to work more hours, not working like 2 days as you have said in the week, but working the whole week. But for the fact we can shift on, we by that we were talking on an advanced or the developed, but we are now developing as Rwanda. So we can talk on developing on our developing Rwanda in the aspects of agriculture as one of the backbone of the country's economy, and also on education, on the future of the generation, because generation that is studying now, it is the generation that will be fighting against the consequence of the things that, or the economy, or the direction that the country are giving it, I think.
All right, great one. Like you just touched about the agriculture and the technology, and of course, like
Education.
you mentioned, economy in the Rwanda, in the other many countries of Africa. Economy, I mean, agriculture is the backbone of the economy, and it is also just also one part that we have to to develop and put in more efforts so that those kind of 24-hour economy systems be able to support the people, not to go against the people. And now for us, looking it in the perspective of the citizens of the Rwanda as a country. Uh, of course, 24-hour economy is not a new thing in the city. We have seen the industries running 24 hours. Mostly these big industries, when you look at these Bralirwa, Inyange, these big manufacturing companies, these are the companies which are working, which are already implementing this kind of system we're talking about. But again, now for it to make that big impact we want, it has also to, I feel like it has to reach the other side of the country, not because I feel like it is mostly in the cities, because I don't think it is everywhere. I don't think it is in the all 30 districts of the country, but if it reaches there, it will make an impact. Because for me, I feel like the positive impact of the 24-hour economy is much bigger than its consequences, and if it is implemented, it will solve a big number of the challenges we have in the country, mostly the unemployment challenge. If you look at the people working in the industries, a huge number of people are working in the manufacturing industries, especially the youth. And if you look at the industries which are in the country, most of them are in the city. If you look at the Kigali economic zone, you look at the Gahanga side, those are the side of the country which have a big number of the industries. And those manufacturing industries, they use a big number of employees. And if we have more of that in also the other part of the country, that means that we are having people getting employed in the other part of the country, because we see a big number of the people coming in the city from the other side of the country just to get those works, because we the cities are known to have the big number of works and the jobs available for the people. So for me, I would suggest we look at the government is already doing well, because we can see the transport, we can see the power and the electricity, and we can see the networking. A lot of infrastructures are in place which are supporting this 24-hour economy system. But again, most of them are in the cities. So for us saying that it has to make an impact to the other side of the country, that means that all those infrastructures also should be available in those parts of the country, so that the people running their businesses, the people looking at ABCD, they found them there. So that's my perspective on that.
Can you work 24 hours?
Again, like we said,
I mean, would you prefer to work 24 hours?
well, I
Can
will
I
not
jump in?
prefer, personally, I will not prefer to work 24 hours as a human, and I know my capacity. I
But
know
you
what I
will
can
feel
do.
to you will enjoy to be served 24 hours.
I think here we have one thing to understand.
Yeah.
Still, what is 24 hours economy? Like, is it something that I'm supposed to be working if, let's say, I'm a programmer, I need to be sitting on a laptop and then coding for 24 hours? Or it means that I can, if we have a project that we are developing, I can be working on it like 6 hours, and then I'll have a colleague to replace me and then work for 7 hours. After that, we'll have somebody else to replace and work for 6 hours until we have a 24-hour, working activity.
Yeah,
If that's how it is, then it's possible.
No,
And
I'm saying personally, because when they are going to reward you a salary, they won't reward as a group. They will reward on your bank account personally, not a bank
yes,
account
that's
of a
true.
group.
That's true. But looking at the 24-hour economy, it's not necessarily meaning that I'm working 24 hours as an individual, but it's the system that is operating 24 hours. And then me, based on my ability, I can work 7, 8, or 9 hours, and then I'll be rewarded for that 7, 8, 9 hours. Let me give
say
you an
you are
example.
not a, sorry. Say you are not a programmer, you are just a driver.
Whatever you're doing, that's what I was going to say. I don't know, but I feel like we are all youth, and then according to how I'm saying, we are all under 35 years old, and then I believe that none of you guys has one job. That's true, right? You don't have one job. You're relying on.
You are right.
Okay, that's part of the system.
Yeah.
Like I have a company that I'm working for, and then I work 8 hours a day. After those 8 hours a day, I have my side hustle, which I have to, to work for like maybe 4 hours. I have like 8 hours a day for the company, and then my 4 hours. That's 12 hours. So that's part of the system. I'm not working 24 hours, but I'm working 12 hours.
But back on your side hustle, you said it is like 4 hours. What if they say they are going also to make 8 hours, and they increase the profit?
In that
Will
time,
you leave that job?
In that case, you'll work for it. But now, what we are discussing about, it's like, it's not me working 24 hours. It's the system that is already in place that can facilitate me whenever I want to work. Let's say today, I have an appointment at school. I won't be able to work during day hours, but during the night, I'll be free. So I'll have a chance to go and work instead of just sleeping. I'll be making money, not making money for working 24 hours, but making money for me having flexibility to work whenever and wherever it's possible.
Yeah, by jumping to what you were saying is that I need that my colleague can understand. So the thing that we are saying is that, is it a way to go? So the fact that you can is today, but it's not the way to go. So, and therefore, Rwandans or the youth, Rwandans youth, we need to understand and believe teamwork, collaboration. You understand? In many countries, as the reference we were saying, China, the US, their study is based on teamwork. They do groups, but which also I can recommend to the government. They can say that as it's by doing groups, I think it starts in secondary, senior 1 up to senior 6, but government should implement from the nursery, because group teach you what in the team. As you are a member of a team, you need to know the role you are playing in the team. You understand? That's why when we are saying 24 hours, it's not me doing that thing, because when we are saying 24 hours economy, and the economy is based on the GBT of the GDP of the country, and the GBT of the country is gained, or the data from which they gain that's the whole economy of the country is the data from me and you. So that if we need to grow the economy, we should first go on the ground level, saying that okay, we need to work 24 hours, but we are 4. Then we need to divide ourselves in order that we can automate that shift. Because when we are doing, let's say we are doing a consultancy business, and then we are 4 in 24 hours, I should work 6 hours, 6 hours, 6 hours, and 6 hours. By your 6 hours, I should be resting for the 18 hours. Therefore, I'm back. You're understanding? So therefore, we should understand as Rwandans, a Rwandan youth, what is the ability and the belief in teamwork. That's the only thing that we need to understand ourselves. And therefore, what is the team role that everyone should be implementing, so that we can having that automation.
So I think we also have a good example, like in Africa. Ghana is implementing 24-hour economy, and then they already have a strategy that is, they already have a strategy in place, and then they have like some industry that they are focusing on. If I remember well, they have manufacturing, agriculture, and textile industry. So you find that if the government already implement it, we have rules, regulations, and also supporting tools also the private sectors will be free, and then we'll feel like now we can implement it. You mentioned something regarding education, and 100% sure. You find that if I'm coding, I know how to code, but my colleague doesn't know how to code. And then he or she cannot work on. Yes, exactly. But if I know, if I can come and work on your codes, it will be easy. Like you do your 6 hours, I'll come and replace you and then do the 6 hours. And then you find that if we were supposed to do a project within like 5 days, we'll be doing it in 2 days.
Yeah.
We'll be increasing productivity as well as revenue. So in this case, we need to understand what is the role of the government in terms of implementing 24-hour economy, and then what is the role of individuals in terms of like working in that system of 24 hours economy and understanding its benefit, because I'll be able to rest. If now I'm working like 8 hours and then I'll be working 6 hours, it will be really good for me. Or if I'm making only 200,000 a month, I can generate like five or six, because I'll come in your company and then do like your 8 hours, get my 200,000, and then go somewhere else, and then work for maybe 6 hours and then get like 100,000. So I'll be making 500, as well as I'm resting and also making enough money. Yeah.
Great. I like the idea of teamwork, and it plays a really big role in this kind of system, a 24-hour economy. That means that a service is available for 24 hours, and it doesn't mean that someone has to be there day and night, but for us to, and for us in the country to keep on growing and developing, we need those kind of systems. And but like she mentioned, the rights of Ghana, which also I think the best way to approach it. Uh, when we already know that Rwanda is making is doing well in the economy with the agriculture in the sides of coffee production, cherry, and the a lot. Rwanda is exporting a lot from agriculture, and now if maybe if the government knows certain places which are likely to produce that big production, and they invest there, they bring those technologies we're talking about, and the people in those areas will benefit from there. People will get employed, and it will increase the production, and also the development of a country will increase. And also another thing, if it's in the city or somewhere wherever they want to implement that kind of system, all those infrastructures, why they are implementing them, or they are building the roads, they are providing electricity, water, everything. That means that people are getting a job while they're implementing all those. So that is something government has been doing already. But my suggestion is that it takes the other sides of the country, not just in the cities. In the all provinces, in the districts, it will really solve that issues we've been talking about of the unemployment.
But I have question again on group work.
Yeah.
You know, in a group we have different mindsets.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I'm head worker,
Yeah.
or not. I'm not a head worker, but we are in the group.
Yeah.
What if someone in group is not getting well what you are doing, and he's the one who's always bringing troubles?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. And in that case, like you are supposed to do your work and his work,
Yeah.
and it sorry, and it will take you like 24 hours. Would you leave it and you say, ah, no, 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 I can't, my work is done and that one has to do is, what
All
will you
right,
do?
that's I like the idea she mentioned before, where she said that government should play this role and individuals should play this role. And for the individuals, this is where we have to come in, and it's the mentality we have to change. And I don't think anyone will be. We should have this mentality of having purpose. If you have come to work, you have to deliver. You have to do what you have come to do, and that thing of saying him, she, what, and what. You just have to make sure that you have this kind of mindset, especially in youth,
Yeah.
and also making sure that you are going in the right direction. I mean, going in the right field for you,
Yeah.
not just because here there is an industry in agriculture, there is a job, here there is a job in electricity, here there is this and this, then you jump here, you jump there. This is where you end up getting frustrated, and you bring all those things. But again, there is different ways I mean government can help people. We all see these kind of programs on encouraging the youth, kora wigire, ibintu byo kwihangira those kind hang hubs,
Yeah.
all those programs.
Yeah.
So those are the programs which should be increased in the number, like in the number of hubs. Let's say if we have those hubs in every sector in the country, you understand.
Like I think the government of Rwanda is working on that. You mentioned something for regarding the programs.
Yeah.
So I think everyone knows hunger, right?
Yes.
Now there are hunger hubs in not only in Kigali but also in other districts, which I feel like that's a one way to go, like a way of
Yes.
encouraging youth, especially the entrepreneurs. You know, when you have a startup, you can be working and then developing your idea. Not necessarily need to be in Kigali, but just everywhere you are. So, like trying to answer your question, there is a saying that says, "Practice makes perfect." And then he mentioned something regarding education. If you've been doing something for a long time, it's become your habit. If I've been working in a team since I was in nursery, it will be my habit to work in team, and then I will know my role and responsibility in the team.
But the question is this:
Yeah.
we study as
That's
as
why
a
we
group,
have.
yeah?
That's why we have
But-
like
And
supervisors.
we have to work as a group. But the question is this: why we are going to apply for jobs? Why don't we go as a group?
No, it's not. Oh my God.
Okay,
So-
let me answer you.
Yeah.
So let me answer you. So for us all, we applied for jobs, but when you apply for a job, you exactly you doesn't enter as the you find in the enterprise that you have applied there is a HR.
There's
there is
departments, different
Yeah, there are
departments.
departments. You are inserted. Let's say, for example, you are admitted to the human resource department. You need to you will find colleagues, and then you will jump into the fact of what you are coming to do. When you apply for a job, you doesn't apply for doing all the things in a company. You highlight what you are going to do. That's the role. That's the role I'm saying that. And also on hinting to what we are talking about, the economy, 24-hour economy. 24-hour economy needs, it's like a synonym of a circular economy, an economy in cycle, an economy whereby it's rounding, which means that there is the fact that you say that, okay, there is one who is hard worker. That's what we are admitting to the Ministry of Education because anything that happens in the life of a human being, it doesn't come as a coincidence. It's come as an aspect, a consequence of his or her mentality, and the mentality is built in education. When that mentality of education cannot be, from the fact of the history of Rwanda, we as Rwandans, we study when we have higher ages, as there is an age gap in the equivalency of our scholastic aptitudes. You understanding? You see, like at an 18 years, he was studying in, let's say in 2006, an 18 years old was studying in senior one. And then you can understand because it's the consequence of the history. But for that senior one, an 18 years old cannot understand, cannot get the mentality, or you cannot prepare him into a thing that it can take much time as you can prepare for a 3 years old who is in nursery. So regarding to the conclusions is that the education should take a part in preparing the mentality. And also the second thing is that in order to make a circular economy or 24-hour economy, we should be having the flexibility and reliability. And the reliability in working are infrastructures. Is that internet connectivity, that fast mobility, moving to work, and also which will be coming hinting to the point that in Rwanda, investors and business owners should hint on implementing remote jobs, implementing remote working. Yeah, because we are hinting on time. And conclusively, I can regard to anything that we need. If we need that, we can have 24-hour economy in the country. In the way to go is it should be built by the government, but also implemented by us, Rwandans, individuals that can be because the fact as we are going in 2 years, our lifestyle is being upgraded, and with the lifestyle is being upgraded, we need more monetary by funding our living standards, and then money will be coming from the jobs that we'll be doing, and the job that we'll be doing will hint to the economy by getting that flexibility and mobility from the country, and also the education from the country.
All right. So now, like you just said, education is have been playing a big role, and we always play a big role when it comes to this system of 24-hour economy system. Education will always play a big role because I believe we are talking about the employees and the jobs. And until today, schools and universities they provide a big number of the employees, and like he said, this is something that you have to start down there from the schools, the primaries or at the early ages, and the people have to have it in their mind, and they have to acquire this kind of mentality to know that they are working toward this purpose, and if you started from there, I believe it will be much easier to do implementation at the certain age when you start working. And with education, they should also trying to find out what is needed on the market by Rwandans. When we see these colleges, I mean these Rwanda Polytechnic colleges, I think they are solving a big number of those kind of skilled laborers. They are providing skilled laborers on the market because most of the people graduating from there, they really have a hands-on experience of what is already being implemented in the industries on the market, what is exactly needed there, and also this kind of short courses, and most of the people they are finishing the universities and they go back to do short courses because they know that there is something you can do in 3 months, and then you go to the market and you do implementation and you get hired and you get paid, you understand. So that is the role. I feel like the government should increase, should put much more effort in that, because when you look at that, most of people get, I mean, they benefit from those courses than a big number of I mean, some of the guys who spend a lot of years in the colleges, when you look at it in the current situation, because in the world of today, people are expected to to get the work done more than just showing the
Trusting the
papers.
processes.
And yes, and the come you first get trained for certain months and then you start the work, which I believe it's people should be able to do what they have come to do at their work. But again, when you talk about the experience which is needed to have a positive impact on the society, uh, people still have to I mean the mentality, like we said, still have to have that positive mentality of making sure that what they are running, uh, they put heart on it and they get the right skills they need so that they can contribute to the society as well.
I like the fact that we have different aspects when it comes to 24-hour economy, but we all agree that it's the way to go. And like in the discussion we're having, we're trying to understand how and what kind of sectors should be implementing this like the system. We mentioned education. We mentioned the government as playing its part, and also the private sectors. And I believe that we don't have any other, like that's the only way to survive based on how the world is, is developing, and then things are moving very fast. And
Yeah,
if we don't adapt 24-hour economy, we're left behind. And as for me, as a conclusion, I feel like everyone need to understand and then know his or her role in terms of implementing 24-hour economy. If it's trainings you need to have, searching for jobs, and also understand it's important in terms of developing yourself, but as well as developing the country.
yeah. For me, I think like we said, now looking at basing on to the Rwanda's situation as Rwandans. When you look at it in Rwanda, I think, like we said, education will play a big role in this, and the government and the certain fields. So when we said we said the agriculture field, there is also the health side, which I believe this should be implemented there as well, and also the individuals themselves. So we just have to make sure that we are contributing, but also we are giving the I mean the production which is really needed, not to going to spend the time in the agriculture and go contribute in health industry.
Yeah, thank you. For me, as a conclusion, what I can tell the youth, we have to work hard and work together. This will lead us to the best where we want to go. Yeah, that's what, in simple words, that's what I can say to the youth. It's my message to the youth. Thank you.
So it was a pleasure to talk and also to have a dialogue in this conversation that we were hinting on. Is 24 hours economy a way to go? It's my pleasure to have gained some knowledge that I was not having, and also to expressing my understanding on the topic.
Sure. Same here. I think it was a good one, and hopefully we get to see more impact of this kind of 24-hour economy on our country and on the people of Rwanda as well. Yeah.
Special thanks to AMG Studios. Yeah.
Thank you for inviting us.
All right. Thank you so much.